Today, I listened to speeches from 3 politicians from Mount Kenya. And when all is said and done, the brutal truth is that Kithure Kindiki is going to face a biggest danger when he decides to get to Mount Kenya. And while we have said, while the president and the team are changing Rigathi Gachagua with Kindiki so that they can give the presidency a national image, much as that is said on camera. But when it comes to the real work, the silence in Mount Kenya, the disquiet in Mount Kenya is very loud. The fact that there are no protests, the fact that people are playing cool, all is not well. And just today, some political analyst was saying that he was listening to the Kikuyu stations when people are making calls and contributing on topics touching on that impeachment. There is some deep anger. That is deep-seated anger in terms of what has happened. Today, I listened to Rigathi Gachagua. He was in Kirinyaga. And there is something he said, a message that I think Ruto and Kindiki, that was targeting Ruto and Kindiki.
Ile kazi Rigathi Gachagua alifanya mwaka 2 ya kupigana na pombe, ya kuokoa watoto wetu na vijana wetu. Tafadhali, hata kama mtaki Rigathi Gachagua, wacheni hiyo kazi yake isimame. Isaidie watoto wetu, si ndio? Todo hao vijana wetu walikuwa wamepotea kwa pombe na tumefanya kazi mingi sana. Na nimeona hiyo pombe imeanza kurudi. Watu wamenizungumzia leo asubuhi. Kiongozi wetu tangu waanze kusumbuliwa hii pombe imeanza kurudi. Ningetaka kuuliza wale wako na nafasi ya kuhudumia wananchi, msirudishe hii pombe ati ndio kazi ya Rigathi Gachagua ionekane ni ya bure. Kwa sababu Rigathi Gachagua mwenyewe hatumii hiyo pombe. Bibi yake hatumii, watoto wake hawatumii. So siye mnaumiza watoto we? So tungetaka kuuliza tu kwa heshima, tupate nafasi. Na hata bwana Ndevu Wajiru amesema hata rais hatuna shida na yeye. Sisi unajua tunataka tumpatie nafasi. Hiyo miaka 3 zile ahadi alipeana afanye nini? Atimize, si ndio? Ndio arudi kwetu tena, si ndio? So kila mtu apewe nafasi yake, afanye kazi yake. Kwa sababu sisi tulitoa ahadi mingi sana. Na mimi ninajivunia ya kwamba katika kazi rais alinipea ya kahawa, tulifanya kazi kubwa sana ya kuleta reforms, na coffee bill 2023 iko katika bunge la kitaifa, na tulifanya kazi sana na Seneta Morango, Gacheri na wengine. Muongeleshe hawa. Ile speed walitumia kunitoa, watumie hiyo speed kupitisha hiyo bila ya kahawa. Ipitishwe na usiku yeko kwa Kenya gazeti, na asubuhi rais apelekewe aweke nini?
First is spoken about his tenure as a deputy president for the 2 years. And I know the reason why he's speaking that is because he's been demonized as a man who never supported the president and that he was not a principal assistant to the president. So he's been demonized on that ground. He has a message for the MPs that just like you spent shortest time possible and do gazette notices at night, use the same vigor and the same speed to pass the bills that touch the people. That message is very keen. Because remember, the MPs were facing criticism. that when it comes to people-centered bills, things that really matter to Wanjiku, their contribution, or rather the way they're handling, is not very convincing. But on a political agenda that was being spearheaded from the State House, MPs could even sit at night and sit during weekends so that they could serve that. And lastly, the message is clear that I am not going to wage war with Kindiki or Ruto. And I said in this podcast that Rigathi must ensure that he's not being seen as fighting Kindiki, because that will be understood. Political observers will look at that and say, probably that is being done. Probably that is being done. He's doing that because he doesn't believe that anyone else can be the deputy president. Now, away from Kirinyaga, few kilometers from Kirinyaga was in Nyeri. Two governors spoke in an event, I think it was some graduation ceremony. Nyeri Governor Mutahi Kahiga, who is the home county to Deputy President, former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, and Muthoni Njuki, the governor of Tharaka Nithi, who is also coming from Kithure Kindiki's home. These two governors represent the Mount Kenya East and Mount Kenya West. I listened to these two and I want us to watch that. And from that you can read between the lines the danger that lies before Kindiki.
When a tree is cut, it can still grow again. Mdhomi ukienda mkikutana na naibu rais mwambie sisi tuko hatuna fujo na yeye. We are okay with that. Na ni vizuri tuambie rais tukiwa hapa Nyeri. Your Excellency, Rigiji sasa umemuondoa katika haya mambo. Hiyo ni kumaanisha Nyeri haiko ama Nyeri itakuwa. Kwa sababu ni lazima tuulize, si tulipeana kura? Na kura zetu sasa zitaenda tu staili hiyo ama sisi tutakuwa watu wa kuangalia wengine wakikula? Kwa hivyo tunamuomba rais akikaa aangalie, aanze kuwaza mbele vile atakaa na atafikiria kuhusu watu wa Nyeri. Ni kweli ama si uongo? Wangapi wanasema hivyo? As many of that opinion say aye. The eyes have it. Speaker, si nimeendeleza vizuri? Eyes wamesema Nyeri iangaliwe na jicho la upendo, si ndio? Kwa sababu yale yametendeka hayo, lakini Nyeri should not be out of the map of the government of Kenya. Ama mnaonaje jinsi? Sisi tuseme as we stand here, why we are in this sober mood na unaona watu wengi hawako, ni kwa sababu hilo lilikuwa ni pigo kubwa kwao. They didn't expect it, lakini mimi ningetaka niwaambie with a lot of conviction that the end of one thing is usually the beginning of another bigger thing. And what shall be, shall be. What shall be, shall be. Ours is to wish, and I want to pray like he has said. Aliwaomba sisi tuwe na amani, taifa letu liendelee mbele, kwa sababu taifa ni kubwa kuliko sisi wenyewe. Kule mbele tunakoenda, tunamtakia rais kila laheri in everything that he does. Tuendelee na tusukume.
The people of Tharaka Nithi and the people of Nyeri will remain friends, because sisi viongozi wetu wawili sisi ni marafiki. Tutaendelea kuwa marafiki. My good friends, the people of Nyeri, we are blessed with the area where we reside as the people of this region. Lakini it is important to know that we belong to the bigger Kenya and we must show leadership. Saa hii tuko hapa, Kenya mzima inaangalia sisi. Kenya mzima inataka kujua kwamba kuangalia kwamba kama kutakuwa na vita, whether it is cold war or physical war between the east and the west. Tusidanganyane. Kenya is watching. Coast is watching, Western is watching, Nyanza is watching, Northeastern is watching. Huyu Mehmet na kapa na smile too. He's going to see whether he's going to be interrupted. And I'm happy. Bishop uliomba na ukasema Kenya will stand. There will be no war. There will be no chaos in Kenya. And because Kenya is watching, and it's watching the people of the East and the West, this mountain has never divided it. It is just a feature where I've told you, tunaonananga siku na mchana. Let us not have a divided region because of politics. The farmer in Chogoria, Farmer Jani, suffers the same fate with the farmer who is here in a place called Madera and in a place called Othaya. Same problem. Kama kuna shida ya bonus, pia iko shida ya bonus Kericho, iko shida ya bonus pande ile ingine. The coffee, it is the same. Kama tuko na shida ya kawa, ni shida moja ambaye pia ina affect wale wengine. Let us look at the things that unite us more than those that divide us. Wanamutai, Kenya needs you. Kenya needs you. Your people of Nyeri, you are serving them very well, but you are not cut out just for Nyeri. Like Sang is saying, and my friend Cheboy has said, you are not cut out for Nyeri. You are cut for bigger things. And continue being strategic. You never know. The gap that is in you feeling right now in Nyeri, it may not be vacant for a long time. You never know. Mungu ni mwingine, akulangi ugali, unaweza jipata huko pale. Ama mnasemaje watu wa Nyeri? There are only 2 points for those people who want to do excavation on Mount Kenya. Is it called excavation or ile kupanda mlima? Excursion, kukwea mlima. There are only 2 points in Kenya where you can access the mountain. You can either go through Narumoro, and when you go through Narumoro, you have to get to the peak in one day because it's very steep, and you must be very strong. And somebody who is very prepared. The other point, you can do excursion on Mount Kenya. Narumoro is in Nyeri County. The other point you can do excursion on Mount Kenya is in Tharaka-Nithi County. It's called Chogoria route. Hiyo unachukua siku mbili kwa sababu ni mrefu lakini it is not very steep. In other words, if you are not aware, the people of Nyeri are immediate, intimate neighbors of Tharaka-Nithi County. Ile kitu iko hapo katikati peke yake, na wale wajui ni wale wajakwea mlima, ni ile peak tu peke yake.
Clearly, one person is talking about unity, and now all of a sudden, all governors, the governors have been dispatched there to talk about the unity of the region. I don't understand, maybe I may not get it. Is there disunity for someone to talk about now? People want to be united. People have always been asking unity. When was it said that people are disunited? There is that question. Where is disunity for us to push about unity? Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, and like our video. I want to tell you the danger that Kithure Kindiki is gonna face hapa mbele. And let me explain by picking up what I said in the very video I did on the swearing in, and I said the guy has gone home. He's gone home with the church network. He's gone to Madera with the church network, which was a campaign platform for the president. Rigathi, unlike Rigathi, Kindiki is not the politician that will go, is not the mobilizer, is not the grassroots bulldozer who will go to the grassroots and mobilize. And by the way, it's only a section of Kenyans and opinion shapers that believe Rigathi mobilized. Personally, I believe Rigathi mobilized. Even though the tool of mobilization is what I don't support. Once I did support the insults and the abuses on the first family, Kenyan family. That one I didn't support. But that does not rub the fact that he was the key mobilizer for the Mount Kenya vote. So expect Kindiki to Rigathi to continue going to the ground. But here lies the danger. Even though, if you look at the uptake, if you look at the level of the reaction of the public, the Gema Unity Quest is in a big risk. That Gema Unity is in a big risk. Very big risk. Because of the politics of Mount Kenya East and Mount Kenya West. And that is why you hear Muthomi Njuki saying that we have been together. We are Mulima. We've never been divided. We've been voting. And of course, there is a caucus that is going to coalesce around Kindiki. The Embu, Meru, and Tharaka Nithi. Kiambu, Murang'a, Nyeri, Kirinyaga, Nyandarua, Laikipia is a big concern. And Kindiki have an uphill task to shed off that division and ensure that his choice as a deputy president becomes a unifying factor there. Because without that unity, the numbers will not be there. The vote numbers that has been the tool for decades will not be there. The second issue is this. And when I was in Nyandarua, this is the second danger. When I was in Nyandarua, there is a mzee who told me something. Na kaniambia, hiyo usisema ukiwa hapa Nyandarua, utakusumbua. Hiyo usema ukishaenda Nairobi. And so now because I'm in Nairobi, I can say it. He told me that while Kindiki is going to be our deputy, but Rigathi, the people around this area still feel Rigathi is relevant to them. So this is what I mean. The biggest challenge Kindiki is going to have is to assert his authority and sit in the throne as the person to direct Mount Kenya. He will give directions from State House on what Ruto wants. Remember, there are members of the clergy that are already saying that Ruto was looking for a yes sir person, and so he has gotten that yes sir in Kindiki. He's gotten the yes sir person in Kindiki. Yeah, some people believe the reason why Kindiki has been picked is because he's a yes sir. But Kindiki will question, but Rigathi will question. And then that question is what was constructed to mean disloyalty and lack of humility. Well, Kindiki is under obligation to go national because he's been brought on the platform that his predecessor was only talking about the region. He has an uphill task to cement a political base if he's going to join the succession politics. The Ruto succession and even Mount Kenya succession. He needs a political constituency. Rigathi is already moving around the villages and is looking for his constituency. He's trying to. And there are two ways to kingpin. On paper, Kindiki is supposed to be the person too. But is that going to be the case? I guess no. Because the Ichungwas is not going to allow that. The other danger is this. Central MPs are in deep sea and are not coalescing around the Kindiki ideology. Even after voting, do you know to date, one of the William Ruto's closest friend and one of the closest political buddies, Ndindi Nyoro, kept off all this process, is yet to type a message of congratulations. And even members of the cabinet and some governors have kept off that discussion about Kindiki. It's because, and of course I'll analyze more about this, which way. When you praise Kindiki, do you antagonize the ground? Ground iko aje na ground ni kumoto. Rigathi had really polarized the ground. Lastly, the vote hunt is going to be very complex, and Ruto has to get the best message for them. Thank you. It's Penina Nyambura. This was huyu ndio shosh alikuwa peke yake, and let me just tell you how we provided solutions there. Huyu shamba alikuwa naisha alipewa, yes, they were given those allotment letters. But apparently nyumba alijengewa ilishanguka. So the grandchildren ndio walikuwa nyumba zao zilikuwa ziko hapo. So she was just using a makeshift structure. Now what would happen is when the grandchildren come, alisema she feels unsafe or she feels like anawafinyilia. Now she has to leave and go back to that kitchen, which is now the house yenye alikuwa amejengewa. So this house we built for Nyambura, she will use it alone, peke yake, and she was very happy. And may God bless you. Now, that is Penina Nyambura. This other one is Alice Kamande. But then apparently Alice akona watoto 6, she told us. Akona watoto 6. Some, there is only one, yule mwenye meona pale, tulikuwa na yeye. I think I showed her in the video. But the others awako there, and what she could not directly say, but we also gathered kwamba alcohol and illicit brew, it's a big problem. So she's also gotten that place. Malikuwa nalala ni kwa nyumba kingine kadogo ya mbao, and it was also destroyed. So she's got another one, and then the last one is Mzee Njuguna Munyu. Yeah, Njuguna Munyu. This one here. Yeye pia anaishi peke yake actually in that home. Yes, anaishi peke yake. And he was telling me yeye ndiye alikuwa ananiambia hana choo. Yeah, so I tried telling some people there, nimeona huko wameweka stima. At least the local community sasa wale ambao the MCA there, they are trying to get contact awajenge mzee show. Ajenge mzee choo. Yeah, na pia ikewe maji, so that mzee apate usaidizi. But if one of you will be willing, I can be able to directly link you so that mnaweza jengea mzee choo. Hiyo ndio shida pekee sasa yanabaki nayo. But of the house, he's gotten a house. And thank you, we've made an impact. That for sure, guys, I can tell you, we've really made good impact. If you want to partner with Granny Care in future, the number is there. And I want to tell you, Granny Care is the symbolic, the flagship project of the Bold Network. God willing, we are going to register it to a full foundation. We are in that process. But Granny Care is our project now. So this is a project that will move across different counties. We've done Kilifi, we've been to Kisumu, now we're in Nyandarua. We will go somewhere else. But if you want to partner with us and know more about, contact us and you can continue supporting. Hata kama unataka kujenga ingine ya Kilifi uliona, you can still reach out, you can still link and build another one if you want to support someone else. And now that is the program.